Good afternoon and welcome again to Charter School Radio. It's great to have you with us today. We took a couple weeks off and hopefully you took some time to listen to some of our archived shows we've had over the past year, some really great guests over the years. Again, just to remind everybody out there that this show is all about educational choice. It's the freedom to choose a school that matches your child's needs and not everybody else's. It's the freedom to choose a school that meets your standards, not the government's. And it's the freedom to choose a school based on its quality, not your address. That is what this show is all about: educational freedom, educational choice, and it's a place where great minds get together to discuss ideas. And our whole purpose of this show is to inform the public about the charter school movement, the school choice movement, and what your options are out there. We're big believers in our public school system, but we believe parents should have a choice. So we try to bring on guests not only that will inform you about how you can start a charter school, answer any questions you might have about how charter schools are funded, how they operate, and we try to get around the country. We've been fortunate enough to go around to a lot of the different parts of our nation here, talk to different organizations, the charter school associations in different parts of the country, and see some of the great things that are going on and how they're affecting the lives of their students. And we want to continue to bring that to you. Today, I'm excited about having on a gentleman that is what I consider a motivational speaker. He's written several books, outstanding books, and I had an opportunity to see some of his stuff that he has done, some of the talks that he is giving, and that's what we need more of in our public schools. Is we need that inspiration. We need teachers to be motivated about being passionate about what they're doing, and that's what his organization does. His name is Sam Parker. He's the co-founder of Give More Media Incorporated. It's a group of people committed to helping people care more about making good things happen, which the more we can have that happening in our public school system, the better off we're going to be. He has published some great books that I've had a chance to read. I know the 212 Degrees, The Extra Degree, How Little Extra Efforts Can Make All the Difference. He's got other books called Smile and Move, Cross the Line, Love Your People, and Sales Tough. So Sam, welcome to Charter School Radio. It's great to have you with us today.
Love being here. Love the opportunity. Thanks.
And I know there's a little bit of difference here as far as the time goes, and we appreciate you sticking around back there at 7 o'clock to be on Charter School Radio with us. So thank you for doing that.
It's my pleasure. This is not long for us.
Well, go ahead and let our listeners know a little bit about your background, how you got involved in Give More Media, how that got started, how you got to the point where you're at today.
Well, before founding this company back in 1998, I sold products and services in a number of different industries, office products to financial products to pharmaceuticals and hip and knee implants, all the way to software and at different levels. And then I got kind of caught in the .com craziness back in '98 and started a .com, and that business did okay for a little while. And alongside of that business, I had come up with an idea through a number of different things that happened to write this book called 212 The Extra Degree. I kind of did it on the side of the business, and after it took off about 5 years later, that book, we kind of brought it into the company where we are now, and we kind of switched our model to be a company that provides these inspirational themes and messages that help their people be more engaged at work and do better things.
Well, which I like. I mean, again, and I don't know how much you know about the charter school movement. That's really what it's all about. And again, I'm not saying there aren't inspirational and dedicated teachers in the regular public school system, but in all honesty, if you're going to be involved in the charter school movement, you better have that passion. You better have that little spark burning in your inner soul, that because it's a lot of work, and you've really got to be dedicated for it. So, and just seeing some of your videos and reading, I've had that book, the 212 Degrees, for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I know you're making a difference out there, but let our audience know a little bit about, how you came up with the 212 Degrees, and then obviously you've written other books above and beyond that, and then you go out and you do public speaking, or you go to schools and other businesses, I take it, right?
Yes, I like to, it's one of the things I talk about in the talk, is that I'm usually introduced as a motivational speaker, but I kind of cringe at that title because of the connotation that goes with it. I'm not but I did, after talking with a group of school counselors here locally in Richmond, Virginia, that night, believe it or not, I was out with my family having dinner, and one of those counselors walks in and actually was sitting next to us at the table. And she said, I enjoyed it. And she said, I think you're the first serious motivational speaker I've ever seen. And that's kind of my thrust. I'm not a big fan of,
rah, get in and out.
And hugging them and throwing balloons around.
Which I'm not either, so I'm glad to hear that.
I just try to, my whole premise on when I talk about, or any of this stuff is really based on, 4 words, and that's with awareness comes responsibility. And my objective is to try to help people become aware of certain things that maybe they haven't thought about, and thereby kind of establishing some sort of level of accountability to that or responsibility to that awareness. So, you think about the newest member of any group or a team or a new hire in a school or whatever it might be, when is that person responsible for understanding the way things work and delivering at a certain level? It's after they've been trained or once they've been taught. And once that happens, they've been made aware, and so with that awareness comes a level of responsibility. And that's what I try to do with all the messages that I've written.
No, it's been, and again, I just saw your latest one, Smile and Move, which I like,
so big.
Very much. Why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about that and how you came up with that?
Smile and Move is my follow-up book to 212. Smile and Move, the spark for that anyway was my daughter and my niece. Both this was actually 5 years ago, because now I have a 17-year-old daughter. But when she was 12 and my niece was 13, they were doing a lemonade stand at the front of the neighborhood, raising money for cancer. And it was part of an Anthem healthcare initiative. And I was watching them, and they were kind of moving slowly and apathetically and indifferently, and doing what it is that I do for a living. I jumped in there and I asked them to come over, and I said, girls, why are you doing this? And they gave me the canned response, unfortunately, to get our community service hours for school. And, I pushed a little bit more, well, why else? And they'd to raise money for cancer. They kind of give me that thing that they think I want to hear. And then at the end of the whole thing, I ended up saying, look, girls, you're doing this because you're trying to help people have a nice glass of lemonade, but they don't have to get it from you. And I went through this whole big parental rant. And at the end of it, I said, what you need to do, girls, you need to smile, and then you need to move. Smile and move. And I thought, wow, that's a catchy little phrase. And I started thinking, what does it mean to smile? What does it mean to move? And over the course of the next year, I kind of pieced together these essays and came up with there's these 5 ways to smile and 4 ways to move. And that little book is like about a 20-minute read at the most, and it gets people excited.
Yeah, and I like that, again, just reading a little bit about your philosophy and how you come up with, the idea of keeping the book short because people's attention span isn't real great anyhow.
Right.
But something you can read in a short amount of time and absorb it and then turn around and apply it.
Right, because you hand somebody a book that's actually there's a theory out there in publishing that you should, if you really want to move books, unless it's a novel or something, or that gets on Oprah or whatever, but that you want to keep the book below 200 pages. And I even go shorter than that, but that's not really the reason. It's just that these messages are tight. I think they are meaningful. They're reminders of the fundamentals that we all need to know and keep constantly top of mind because, none of us, including, I'm 46 years old, and I had the same challenges with personal discipline, being kind and being grateful and all the things that I talk about as everybody else. And it's just helpful to continue to remind yourself on a daily basis. And I talk a lot about that need for solid and ongoing reinforcement, that the fact that never, ever, ever ends.
Oh, I agree.
Right. But the problem is we drop the ball too many times as leaders and expect the fact that we said something 3 times and it should hold. Well, it doesn't hold for us as leaders. So why should it hold for our people? Yeah,
I learned a long time ago you treat everybody like a third grader. You keep repeating it. You may get tired of hearing yourself, but you got to remember that, and I feel that same way sometimes too, but I keep reminding myself that it may be the first time that one of our new employees is hearing it, or it may be somebody hears it a different way and it resonates with them. So if you believe in certain things, you better make sure you're repeating that. that and everybody is on the same page as to what your philosophy is and what you really stand for. Because, as you know, the old saying is, if you don't know what you stand for, it's very easy to fall for anything. So keeping that message out there is a constant battle and a reminder. And I know that's something we try to do here at Escondido Charter High School for the last 16 years, is constantly remind ourselves why we're in business, what we're trying to accomplish. Because if you don't remember that, you're in trouble.
Right.
And it sounds like that's exactly what your books are all about and what you try to do. We've got about 30 seconds here in this segment. We're going to come back, and I want to talk a little bit more about, again, number one, I also want to find out how people can get in touch with you and go about doing that, and then talk a little bit more about some of the other products you have there and some of the services you provide so that they can maybe contact you. So
Great.
when we come back after paying our little bills here, we'll discuss some of that when we come back. Okay, Sam?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. And you're listening to Charter School Radio on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk. And I know, like I said, we've been away for a couple of weeks, and we're glad to have you back with us. And we'll hope you'll stay with us here, and we'll be back with our guest, Sam Parker, the co-founder of Give More Media Incorporated, here on WS Radio.
Save your